it's not. It's supposed to be frozen. All right. Let's go. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sentinel Sports Extra. Two guys talk Cleveland sports with myself, Tim Shirer, and my partner, Joey Schneider. Joey, how are you today?
What? Crazy week, Tim. Crazy week.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
but a fun week.
We'll talk some sports now.
Well, we've talked about this every week, and something that obviously I got the Guardians cap, and I'm looking forward to spring.
We're not going to get into the teams yet.
But I'm waiting for spring to get here, and I cannot wait to go to get my new deck.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. CT Roofing and Power Wash, the official roofer of the Lake County Sentinel. Call 440-278-0506. You prompted me there, Joey. I was going to forget about it.
Oh, I was
so
getting better.
Here we go. I want a birthday shout out today to, I've known this guy, probably, I would say elementary school. He was a tough guy. He was a badass. He was one of them Wycliffe. He was a Wycliffe tough guy when I was growing up. Dave Serino. It's Dave's birthday today. And he's such a good guy, Dave. He loves sports. And I just wanted to shout out to Dave. He's just a really good guy. And happy birthday, Dave. One of these days, I'm going to get over there to watch a Guardians or a Cavs game with you. You ask me all the time, and I don't seem to be able to. But this summer, I'm going to get over there. We're going to watch a Guardians game together. So happy birthday, Dave Serino. Class of 1984, Wycliffe.
Dave Badass Serino.
Yes. So, I'm telling you, he was a badass. He was. He wrestled. He played football. He was one tough son of a bitch. But let's move on here. I want to talk about something. I don't know if you saw this, Joey, but after how Liam Cohen left Tampa, I'm not a big fan of him. Tommy knows I'm on the show and he calls me. I'm not a big fan of Liam Cohen, because he kind of slithered his way out of Tampa. But after they lost the other day in the wild card round, that was Sunday afternoon, right? Yeah, that was the Sunday early game. Yeah. In the post-game press conference, Lynn Jones Turpin, she's a reporter for the local African-American newspaper. She's been covering all kinds of sports for decades. She interviewed some people that are pretty significant. This guy named Tiger Woods. She interviewed a guy that might even be more important than Tiger Woods. Oh, his name's Barack Obama. All right. So in the post-game press conference, I don't know if you saw this, Joey. Did you see anything about this?
I didn't know.
Okay. She, instead of asking, now the media person, they select people who they want to ask questions. So the first person who asked Liam Cohen a question was her. And she didn't really ask him a question. She gave him praise for the job he did this year. She congratulated him on the year he had. And, he was quite upset that they were losing, that they lost. He was upset. And she just wanted to let him know that, he did a good job and he should be proud of the job he did. Okay. So There's a woman that's been around a long time. She's done this job a long time. So I think she's entitled to be able to do that. So she got a lot of flack. A lot of reporters. I've told you about reporters, Joey. Pro sports.
I think we've talked about it at length.
Yes, and how they act. So the one who criticized her the most was Associated Press writer. He's tagged on this, by the way. Associated Press writer Mark Lang. I hope you're watching, Mark. You probably aren't because you're too good to watch. He criticized her and said she should lose her credential. She's holding back other reporters from making deadline with her 19-second compliment to Liam Cohn. 19 seconds, Joey. Who's such unprofessional. She's not. She's a fake journalist. That's what he called her. Guys who think their shit don't stink. That's Mark Long. But Mark Long is also a complete hypocrite. Because Mark Long's Twitter page is loaded with fan-type tweets. And his cover photo is him hanging from the basket after a Florida Gators game. In all the sports I've covered, I've never seen a reporter when I'm covering the Cavs, I've never seen a reporter hanging from the basket after a game. Mark Long is a loser. The Associated Press should be embarrassed. He's a loser. I doubt if you're watching, Mark, but if you are, you're a loser. You are a loser. You don't understand kindness. She was being kind. She's probably a mother. She probably understands. Liam Cohn was feeling like crap. Probably because he knew he had to answer questions from assholes like you. I'll tell you, every beat I've ever covered, from the Cleveland Crunch to the Rockers to the Browns when I covered them for 11 years, to the Captains and now the Cavs, there has always been people like Mark Long who think they're more important than the game, bigger than the sport. Mark Long is an asshole.
And we have those here in Cleveland.
That's what I said.
I'm not gonna name names. But
I'm not naming them either.
Me and you know who they are, and
we know who they are.
Everyone knows who they are.
I won't say names, but like I said, there's a sports anchor that walks by me every time at the Cavs game. The man can't stand me because I tell the truth.
But in a situation like that where you're trying to, someone's trying to make a positive, because everyone is, from the coaches to the players down to the fandom, everyone's kind of feeling down, and you're just trying to say, you know what, you had a great season.
Yeah,
you gave the players, they should keep their head ups. The fans should be proud, and then someone comes out and says something like that, says something that is just absolutely, like you said, 19 seconds, and it becomes a thing. That person is, for a lack of a better term, they're just a trash human being. That's all it is.
Not a nice person.
You think that what you have to say is so important. I don't care if you work for the AP, ESPN, or
That's it.
or
That's it, Joey.
or a
He
local,
works for the AP, so he's a big
right.
shot.
But what I'm saying, it doesn't matter if you're if you're the top of the food chain, or like myself, and you write for a local paper.
But
We are all at
and
different
there's the difference, Joey, between some people too.
right.
It's not, you know what? I want to make this clear right here. Not everybody that works for the AP is an asshole. One of my favorite people when I cover the Cavs he's an AP reporter. Actually, both guys. One doesn't do it anymore. He's retired, semi-retired now. He's there sometimes. But the guy I see every game, he's one of my favorite people. He doesn't act like that. Actually, him and I have this conversation a lot about people that do act like that. People that do act like they're more important than the actual sport or the team. And so I want to make that clear. Not everybody who works for a large organization is a jerk either.
No,
you know I mean?
Yeah.
But this guy, I feel like this guy's one of those that thinks, I work for the AP. I'm amazing. You are a regional reporter for the AP.
And you and I have both been to professional, we have done we obviously you have a lot more experience than myself, but we've both been to professional sports, doing interviews and press conferences, and you get just as good, if not better, questions from the little guy as you do from the AP, ESPN, whoever else. It doesn't matter who you write for. If you are a credentialed member of the media, you deserve respect.
Yeah, that's what he didn't give her.
From your peers.
Yes, that's what he didn't give her. He didn't give her respect.
If you feel like you are better than someone, okay, you know what? Maybe you have more. You've done it longer. Maybe you in your career you've asked some great questions. But guess what? Everyone there is credentialed for a reason. Yeah. Everyone there has put in time. Everyone there has tried to hone their craft. Everyone there is there to write a story. And in this case, for her to try and make a coach, let him know to hold his head high. Great season. Everyone should be proud. And for that to happen it's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's the dark side of media that people they don't hear about or they don't see, and it needs to be more light needs to be shed on it because it's complete and utter bullshit.
It is. So, but that's I guess we could move on from that now. But I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that was complete crap that guy did that. He wasn't the only one, but he's the one who, got the most traction.
Thanks for getting me fired up before we start talking.
Probably got more Twitter followers. Oh my God. He's like famous now. Who gives a crap? I don't care. I have the same amount. I've had the same amount for a while. Like I go from like 258 to 265. I just keep going back and forth. And I don't give a crap if I ever get another one, on my personal Twitter. Who cares? But some people are all about that crap. Well, now the Sentinel, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Now those I do monitor because that's, I like to see that we're reaching people. Right. But my personal one, who cares?
I
almost am glad sometimes when I don't have a lot because, when I say something stupid on there, which I tend to do, less people will see it.
Well, last week we were excited to hit 500 people on TikTok, and it's I want everyone to understand it's not for us personally. It's because it allows us to reach more people, and especially not just when we're when we're covering professional sports, but for us a big part of it is reaching more people for high school sports.
Yes.
To get
we're at 530 by the way now, Joey.
That's awesome. I want to,
we gained 31 and didn't cover any high school sports this week. Well, so that's pretty good.
we're covering the game on Friday.
And I didn't do any lives on there this week except for this one now. So we didn't lose anybody.
Oh.
Usually when I do lives, they're like, oh, God, let's get off that. Oh, my God. What a horrible sight. So, but let's move on. We got to move on now. We got to move on to the Cavs because we got to make sure that we give equal time because I want to give equal time. That's what this show's about. Equal time to the three teams in Cleveland because they all matter equally. Whether I'm a fan of one of them, who we'll talk about last. So we don't save them for last because they're the best. We know they're not. But we save them for last because for some unknown reason, people seem to obsess about them. So, but let's get to the Cavs. We've got your Cleveland Cavaliers last night. I was not in attendance for the game. I wrote from home. I watched it on the television set, as we used to call it in the 70s.
The tube.
The tube. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
The picture's a lot better now, though.
A little bit.
So I watched it, and my God, that was just painful. They had one good quarter. One. Okay. But Joey, how about we hear the rumor that we talked about? We'll talk about that after, but you give your opinion of this team since I cover them. I'll give my opinion after you give yours.
So since the last episode they went 2-2, and if you've watched, I think since the first episode, I said I think this team is never. I don't think you're ever going to see them really. I think from here on out, it's going to be a solid team. If they play 4 games, 2-2, 3-1, you might even get a couple runs of 4-0. But this, even though they went 2-2, it just kind of it felt like that loss last night really hurt. Those are games you have to win. You have to beat the Jazz. And I know that you're not going to win every game. They beat the Pacers, they lost to the Wolves, and then they avenged that loss with a really good win against the Wolves. And I believe that 6 players that night scored over 20 points.
5.
Was it 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
I thought it was
5. It's 5.
It was okay.
It was 5. Yeah.
But you see a game like last night, and even though
check that article out on LakeCountySentinel.com, where it shows, it says in there like 5. But go on, Joey.
No, it just that loss last night hurts because they could have picked up that extra win, kept momentum going, and it just felt like that was a brick wall, and you hate seeing that. And I think Jalen Tyson has been playing outstanding basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Coming off the bench, and we've talked about that with Strus gonna be out an extended amount of time, and them needing that presence coming off the bench. He's really kind of stepped up and been doing a good job along with Craig Porter Jr. But Jalen Tyson's been doing just a heck of a job, and I hate to keep harping on it, but Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, you want to see more.
Did we talk last week about the winning percentage
with what?
With Jared Allen and without him?
Yes, yeah, we did. And
the Jared Allen thing is false. Go on.
But you see a game, and he's 20 and 12, 20 points, 12 boards. And then you get a game last night where he scores 8, and it just you look. I'm like I'm
the team in rebounds.
I'm looking to see if he played, or if he got hurt or something. And it just seems like how
many times did they get on the ball?
Well, that's true, but
that's part of it too.
the chemistry between the two of them just seems off from what it was last year.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't think that I think it's more of a personnel issue than it is those two. I'll say that. I'm not going to say who, or I just think that something feels off. Something does not seem like it was like they didn't. It seems like they had a better chemistry last year than they have this year, or maybe they just haven't gotten on the same page yet. I don't know what it is. Maybe Garland's playing different. I don't know. I mean, Garland's been, he's been really putting up a lot of points.
Not really. Some games he hasn't. He's a lot of, Garland's a plus minus a lot. He's a minus a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but
that's what people don't see, though. See, you here it is, and this is, I think, what a lot of times. I'll give my opinion here on it now. A lot of times, in any sport, what do we complain about with the Guardians? Well, and it's justified.
There's plenty.
The offense stinks. The Browns' offense stinks. The Cavs' offense. Well, Allen didn't score. He scored 20 one night. Why did he only score 8 last night?
Garland, he only had 4.
Scoring a lot.
He only had 4.
Garland's scoring a lot. That's that's good. That's good that Garland scores a lot. But Garland gives up just as many points to whoever he's guarding. Garland is terrible defensively. He is terrible defensively. I've never heard anybody.
For the record, Jalen Tyson was the only player in plus last night.
Okay.
Jared Allen did not lead the team in rebounding. He had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in 32 minutes.
Okay. So he had, okay. So, but even when they win, Darius Garland's a minus a lot of times. Like, he doesn't play defense. And let me tell you something. I don't want to say his name, but he used to be the color analyst all the time. And now he's on the pregame show. Said to me in a conversation, until our guards can defend, we'll never beat New York. That's who we had this conversation. I think it was the 23-24 season. During the season, I had this conversation with him. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Everybody wants to get on Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but let me tell you, this is why I think they're worse. Because they let the hardest working guy on the team, they traded him, and they brought in a nothing. They brought in a nothing in Lonzo Ball. An absolute nothing. He gives nothing to this team. Zero. I mean, zero. It's a big zero. Zero. Okay? He gives nothing to the team. He can't shoot. Joey, he can't shoot. He can't shoot any better than you and I.
And I'm pretty sure I got a better jump. I have a better jumper. But how many times last year were they down, down to the wire in games? Who was on the floor for them?
Well,
exactly.
Well, there's the thing. Everybody wanted to say, "Oh, he can't shoot. Isaac Okoro can't shoot."
He shot.
Who gives a crap? I don't care if he ever scores in a game. His energy that he brings, and the fact that he defends. He defends. How many times this season have we seen the Cavs score, and 10 seconds later, the team is either getting a 2 or a 3?
Right.
Because they don't defend.
Well,
I think the loss of the 2 assistant coaches matters too.
Yeah, no, you're 100% on that. I agree with you. But let me, you know what? And you're talking about, plus minus, and sometimes it is just presence. But last night, Jared Allen, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, two turnovers, and 1 steal. He was -6. He was.
You know what the -6 means, though, right?
Right. No, I do. But
what is it?
Wait, hang on. Darius Garland, 23 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Same in the plus minus.
Okay.
So I think that
you know what that means, right? You know what the plus minus actually means?
The time on the court.
The Cavs were outscored by 6 points.
Right.
When that guy was on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a minus. A minus is a minus. So most of the time, Jared Allen is not in a minus. He's not. He's easy. Like my friend said, like one of my friends who's covered this team forever said, Jared Allen is low-hanging fruit. He's an easy one to pick on. He is an easy one to pick on.
It is hard pressed. If you hear me saying anything disparaging about Jared Allen, because I love Jared Allen the person and I love Jared Allen the player, but it just seems like, and sometimes it does not look like it's his fault, but they're not getting him involved like they did before.
All right. So we're going to say that. But, Joey, what is the end game in sports?
To win.
Wins and losses, right?
Right.
They're 214 points better percentage-wise when Jared Allen plays.
Right. No, we talked about this the last week. But how many times have we heard we have to get this guy involved more, and especially someone like Donovan Mitchell says a lot. We got to get him involved more.
To get him involved more. Him and Evan Mobley. You got the stats up there. He scored 8 points. How many shots did he take?
I just took it down.
Probably not very many, because his shooting percentage is good.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
So if they're not getting him the ball, how can he score? Is he going to just is he going to just go over there and take it from Donovan Mitchell? He didn't exactly play like an MVP last night either, did he? Where was he last night?
21 points.
This all comes down to what I've said
7
before.
for 18.
What I've been saying is energy.
Allen was 3 for 7.
Okay.
So
7 shots.
Yeah,
energy though too, Joey.
It's energy, but like you look at last season and how many times he got fed the ball and threw it down. I mean,
we only got a few more minutes on the Cavs.
I think you gotta get him more involved.
Well, that's not his fault.
No, it's not. No, you're right. It's not his fault. I maybe have misspoke in the beginning, but they got to find a way to get him more involved.
I'm going to die on this hill
the rim
defending Jared Allen. I'm going.
You will. And listen, you are right. He is low hanging fruit, and you are right. You look at Donovan from last night, 7 for 19.
Yeah.
That's terrible. You can't if you're putting up the most shots on the team, you better have 35. Mm-hmm.
So the last point with the Cavs is there's a rumor that DeAndre Hunter is not happy and wants to be traded. Well, you know what? Here's my take on that. Let's go back to when he got traded here last year. When he got traded here, the Cavs winning percentage last year at that point, 807. They were 42-10. Since then, their winning percentage has been 619. Not only has DeAndre Hunter been a disappointment, he brings very little energy. But also, they traded energy.
Mm-hmm.
Levert and Niang don't score a lot. Oh, my gosh. Does everybody think everybody on the team's going to score 25 every night? My God.
Yes.
But the other I think you're right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what people don't understand is the energy that George Niang and Karis LeVert brought to this team is absolutely gone now.
I love George Niang.
I told people we'd start talking about the Guardians at 8:22, so we're a little behind. We're going to get to them in a minute here. But I feel like that's it. The Cavs have lost energy guys, and I think that's why they're not as good of a team this year. They don't have that energy. They get in holes they can't get out of. And then, by the time Craig Porter, who's an energy guy, and Jalen Tyson, who's an energy guy, and the ultimate energy guy, Naquan Tomlin, get in the game, it's too late.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's all we got to do with the Cavs, because we're getting to the we got to our limit with them.
Yeah.
So we've got Guardians talk.
Guardians talk right before the media darlings, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, but yeah. By the way, I am wearing, let's lower this so these camera can see.
God.
The YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook stream. I am wearing my Baker Mayfield shirt tonight that my son bought me. So, yep.
On that note, I do have to point out I am a massive Browns fan.
Yeah.
So there is the yin.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, so I can look at them objectively.
There is the yin and yang here. I look at them objectively too.
No Browns fan looks at them objectively.
That is a lie. of all fans that you cannot say that.
My son Tommy.
Yes. But you know how objective I am. I will call out every BS thing.
Let's get to the Guardians. I saw a thing yesterday, StatCast projections. Now, this is beautiful. That they were projected to win 77 games.
To win 95.
Here we go. I'm just going to say it, and then we'll move on from this. Screw StatCast. Screw Pacoda. Screw any of that garbage stuff. Because last year, they were wrong on 28 of the 30 projections. Like, are you kidding me? And people still keep believing them. It's that, well, they're big. They must be right. Right? That's what it is.
The Guardians are they're just that team that no matter, I've said it every single episode we've had, and I'm going to say it for the entire season until the last game. I will never count them out.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, they're, halfway through the season last year, they're done. It's over. And then what they do, they win the AL. They, win the AL Central, which is, I am never going to count them out, even though I'm going to say a couple disparaging things about them here in a little bit, but.
Well, me too. I always feel like I'm allowed to say stuff about them because I defend them a lot too. Tommy is always like, nobody else can say that, but if you say it, it's okay, right? And I'm like, well, yeah.
I think that Guardians fans are probably the most realistic fans.
Well, I think they're the most even keel too.
Right.
Last July it was hard to be even keel.
Although it is getting more and more, it is getting more difficult to be even keel with what's going on. But
I don't know what's going on. All I know is the current owners have made the playoffs. Let's count it. The current owners have made the playoffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times since they've owned the team.
And how many years is that?
Guess what? The only teams who've made it more are the Yankees, Dodgers, and Red Sox.
So does that mean that if you gave the Guardians that kind of payroll, they'd win the World Series every year?
Well, the Yankees haven't won a World Series in 17 years.
They got a pretty good player named Aaron Judge, though. He's a young upstart.
Okay. And how did they get Aaron Judge? How did they get Aaron Judge?
They bought something.
No.
I know. I'm just.
Oh, they did this thing called drafted him. They didn't sign Aaron Judge as a free agent.
What about the
yes,
Dodgers?
They were able to keep him.
What about
but
the
they
Dodgers?
also have a hell of a lot more revenue than the Guardians have. But I understand the payroll being low right now. I wish it would get higher. I do. I wish, but like, look. I can't sit here and Tommy doesn't like to hear this because he thinks that I try to use this logic with him with the Browns, but he always tells me, no, it's worse with the Browns. But I grew up dreaming of the playoffs in baseball. Dreaming. It was so far away.
Don't you dare say anything bad about Brooke Jacoby.
It was so far away. Oh, no, I love the players. It was so far away, though, right? There was no hope. We aren't making the playoffs.
Not until the 90s.
Yet. And when in the 90s did we make the playoffs, Joey? When they got a new stadium and there was a huge revenue stream, right?
Well, but
the supposed sainted Jacobs finally spent a little bit of money. They didn't spend as much as people think they spent.
And they did not.
They never signed a free agent.
How young was that team?
In his first free agency. And they also let guys go, too.
But right. But when they had that mid-90s team, when you had Lofton and Vizquel, Baerga, Albert Bell, Jim Thome, I think most of those guys they either were drafted by their teams and then we traded for them when they were in the minors still. They still worked their way up. They came up to.
Wait a minute. So they basically did the same thing as the.
They're doing the same thing they're doing now, and this is one of the things that I wanted to say is because me and you talked before, and I said I was going to go off, but I was actually lying. Clase and Ortiz, if the Guardians do not have to pay them this year, the Guardians will have the lowest payroll in the MLB.
Okay.
Now, is any player worth the amount of money? Potentially. I mean, the Dodgers have won 2 World Series in a row. They spend a ton of money. That's fine. If that's how they want to do it, and they can, they're a massive market, one of the 2 biggest markets, they can do that.
The Dolphins are damned if they do and damned if they don't, though. Go on.
But my thing is I actually want to see DeLauder and I want to see and George Valera because we've been talking about them since they got drafted, since they were in the minors.
So why do we have to sign a big free agent bat?
Exactly. Let's see what we have, and if something happens, that's why I'm not going to bitch this season about they didn't spend the money. Because I want to see these young players and see if they actually turn into something.
But they won't, though, because they'll screw them over by platooning.
Right. But before we get to that point, because that's something we both hate. The point is that and you still have Bazana and you still have Brito and that are going to come up at some point.
They have them, right?
They still have, not only do they have young guys who I want to see. I mean, Manzardo's only been in for what? Last year was his first season?
Full season, yeah.
First full season, and I think he's only going to go up from here. I mean, I want to see these young guys and see if they have what it takes. It's how's DeLauder going to hit? Is Valera going to get that pop back that everyone, can he be a 30, 35 home run guy? I want to see that. I'm actively excited about this young Guardians team. I don't care what the payroll is because I want to see if these guys have what it takes, because this is a team that if they do, they're going to be together for a while.
Yeah, that's true. So we talk about we want to see those guys, right? And they have like you said, Brito and Bazana.
I mean, most of these guys
I don't know
are
if they're ready
20.
this year. Hopefully, Brito's ready this year. I feel like he could be.
Yeah, I mean,
but
most of these guys are 24, 25.
Today you signed Carter Keyboom. Okay? Hey, let's spend 10 years in the minor leagues. Or, well, let's have 500 major league at bats and hit 200. Oh, but he's going to come in now. I'm telling you, this is their playbook. He'll come in now and take at bats away from prospects that, by the way, they hoard. In a recent GM survey, Joey, 35% of GMs said that the Guardians hoard prospects. 35% of them said the Guardians. The next closest team was the Pirates at 9%.
Good.
It's not good because if you can trade a guy once in a while.
Yeah.
To get better at the deadline. That might get you over the hump in, October.
Well,
I mean,
maybe there's GMs that are listening.
Well, they're not listening, but
you never know.
And that's
you
okay.
Never know.
I'm not like Mark Long from the AP. I don't think I'm the center of the universe. Okay. Okay. Or a guy that used to work for me.
Okay. I'm not even.
Why do you carry that? Why do you carry that radar gun? Well, yeah, I got no batteries in it, but people think it works. Well, so what? Well, it makes me look important. Yeah, he said that to me. So, but people think he's amazing. They think he's amazing. Yeah, but I'm not like that. I like to do this show with you. I like to do these shows. I like to talk about sports. That's what I like to do.
Because there's always something to talk about. No matter, and this is the thing that we keep, this is the message that we try and tell everyone is no matter what season it is, there's always something to talk about. We're going to always find something to talk about every week about the Guardians, about
and we're going to do that right now even more. We're going to give our starting rotations from 1 through 5. Although we're in this world of analytics, every team might go a 6-man rotation this year, but I'm not ready for that. So
no,
we're going with 5. We're going with 5. Although Joey, I did learn an analytics stat.
What's that?
Last Wednesday, called spin axis.
Oh, I know about spin axis.
Yeah. So I now know about that. I have it in my notes on my phone. So I can refer to it. So
yeah, you should. You know what? I mean, it's amazing. Like I remember playing baseball when I was, and it was how fast did you throw? Can you throw a breaking ball? That was basically it.
Spin axis has nothing to do with that, really.
No. But I'm saying that was the
spin mirroring. That was another one that guy that worked for me tried to act like he knew about, and he got completely wrong. Yeah.
But I just remember, it was
stop me here, Joey, because I'm doing this.
I know. No, I'm not stopping you. But it was how hard can you throw fast and you have a breaking ball. That's what it was. Now there's so many metrics that even kids in high school use that.
They know.
Are you kidding me?
The kid I was looking it up about to see what was going on, he knew right away what I meant. He saw the same video I did.
Right. And that's what I'm saying
is rotation because we're going to run over here. And we do not want to take time away.
I will go.
Browns.
I will go.
Give me your rotation, Joey.
I think he showed enough last season, especially in the second half, to warrant being the number 1, and that is Gavin, the great Gavin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Tanner Bybee. I think that he's gonna, he showed up big time in the second half too. Number 3, I have Slade
Ciccone.
Thank you. I want to keep calling him Ciccone.
Yeah, I know.
It just sounds
well,
like
you're
a good,
Italian. So,
it sounds like a good Italian name. Yeah.
Ciccone. I'm gonna send the hitman Ciccone out there.
I mean, I feel like he should have like a mob name, like Slade Cheech.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Slade Cheech. Yeah. Okay. Number 4, I got Joey Cantillo, and number 5, I got Logan Allen. And that was a little tough for me. I kind of wanted to put Logan 4, Joey 5, but I feel like Joey actually was a little bit more.
How about this with Slade Ciccone? Since we want to go a little Italian, a little mob. How about Slade No Hit?
Ooh, oh God!
We don't call him a hitman.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's not good for a pitcher.
I was about to say that's a terrible nickname for a pitcher.
Yeah. So now we're going to get my rotation. Then we're going to go to the Browns. We're going to go to the Browns. Then it's the same. Gavin Williams, Tanner Bybee, Slade Ciccone, Joey Cantillo, and Logan Allen. I'm sure Parker Messick will make an appearance at some point. I'm not sold on him yet.
No, but
I am not sold.
But I do like him, though.
Yes. Yeah.
So
let's get to the Browns. Before we get to the Browns, let's go to a Browns topic. Earlier in the week, I saw, I think it might have been a day after we did the show last week. TJ Ward called out the Cleveland media. Former Brown TJ Ward. Former Brown and Buccaneer. He was actually on the Buccaneers when they won the Super Bowl. He called the Browns media out and said it was the worst media in the NFL. How about that? We're not going to mention names. Certain reporter who's in the Hall of Fame was not too happy with this. Was that person?
No, this person was not happy at all. This person said that he was treated very fairly. Now, we got to be real. We have to be realistic here. The Browns media, there is no in between. Where
let me make this very clear. There are some very, very, very nice people who cover the Browns.
Right.
So I'm not there. This is not an indictment on them as people.
No.
Or how they do their job.
No.
They're very hard workers.
Cleveland is a very hard, the Browns specifically, you are going to get killed if you are on the Browns. But you're also going to get a lot of praise because there are just so many people who are just going to talk so nice about, no, you can do no wrong. And then you get the other side where you get bombarded. You are one of the worst players in the league. Why is he still on the team?
Or you don't play golf and they force you out of town.
And it's almost like there's maybe a couple people who are not just impartial, but they will give it when needed, and they know when to give praise to when it's deserved.
Or how about there's a couple people who are a mouthpiece for the organization,
yes,
throw crap out there hoping it sticks to the wall when most of the time it doesn't, but for some reason people believe this person every time.
Well, it's like, I mean, and especially, and this happens more with the Browns than with anything. And me and you talked about this is just that tabloid journalism where it's like John Harbaugh hadn't been let go from the Ravens for 30 seconds, and someone put, "Oh, the Cleveland Browns were interested in John Harbaugh," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, no shit. Who wouldn't be? He went 8-9 this year, but he was like 12-4, 13-4, and what? I mean, phenomenal records. It's like you can't say that 30 seconds after a guy gets fired and say it's a story.
Yeah. Well, I've said it years ago, and I'll say it now. The person we're referencing, the Cleveland Browns will never win a Super Bowl as long as that person They can go to the Super Bowl every year and cover it, but they will never win a Super Bowl as long as that person is covering that team, because that person is the ringmaster of the drama. And until they can get rid of the drama in that building, that team will always be dysfunctional. And I had to laugh at that too. When Jimmy Haslam tried to say, he takes offense to that it's a dysfunctional building.
I mean, you haven't.
Is he not paying attention?
I was about, you won 8 games in the last 2 years. I mean, I don't know.
There's constant drama. You traded for a guy who had like over 20 lawsuits leveled against him. You traded for him and told us this was going to be the move that gets us to the Super Bowl.
And we will never know who actually wanted that deal.
I still think it's him. I think it's him and his wife Betty.
It could be, but I mean, I don't think they're never going to know.
Susan has it. That's right.
I do want to move on from the terrible.
Let's move on from
terrible.
That. We do have the coaching search.
Got the coaching search still going on.
Mike McDaniel, he interviewed yesterday in Berea, in that beautiful utopia called Berea. He interviewed there. We'll see what happens with that. These same fans that mocked him and made fun of him during the game where the Browns played the Dolphins will all of a sudden say he's amazing.
You know,
am I wrong about this, Joey?
No, but I've always liked McDaniel. He's 100%. Is he quirky?
I do too. I like the guy. He's a little different. I like that.
Is he quirky? 100%. I mean, but is he also, does he have a good mind for football? Sure. Two things can be right. He can both be right. He's a little weird, but he's also got a phenomenal mind for the game of football. So I would be fine. I would be fine with Mike McDaniel.
And then, they've interviewed a bunch of guys, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. So I just think the guy from Cincinnati has no shot.
No.
If they were to hire him, I feel like he has no shot of succeeding in Cleveland.
Or the guy from Seattle.
No, I'm not so worried about him.
No, I don't think there's a snowball chance in hell.
Butcher guy.
Yeah.
Because Clevelanders hate baseball. So you can't have a football coach with the name pitcher. He can't succeed.
Oh, come on.
That's my logic.
That
might be bad logic, but
my biggest thing with the coaching search is I hate when people say, oh, they're looking for like the next up and coming coordinator. It's like, okay, if you find them, you find them. I'm willing to give whoever they hire. I'm willing to give a chance, as everyone should be. Both fans and media. But if they hire McDaniel, great. If they hire Harbaugh, great. I'm willing to give anyone they hire a chance because. I think Stefanski's going to go somewhere and be a heck of a football coach.
Or as a lot of fans like to call him near the end, a Stinkfansky.
Well,
which I think was ridiculous.
I never disliked Kevin Stefanski. Yeah. I think that I think that there's
what did he do so bad?
The only criticism you'll ever hear me say to Stefanski is he kind of got away from his offense that was really great in Minnesota that I was hoping he was going to bring here with running the double tight end set. Yeah. And that's the only criticism you hear of me. And he just I don't know what went wrong.
Well, this year he did have the 2 tight ends he could have done that with, but of course the Joker's hurt a lot. But still, speaking of former Browns coaches, I did not see that Mike Pettin or Hugh Jackson had any interviews with anyone. But I did see that Mike Pettin retired today from the NFL. He says he's done. He'd been with the Vikings, and now he's done. And good luck to him.
Yeah, good luck on have fun in your retirement.
Here, he was he had Johnny Manziel forced on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and who did that? Jimmy Haslam? Like, seriously. He can blame these people all he wants and say his building's not dysfunctional.
Okay, but there.
But
Okay,
it is.
yeah. Okay, but
Just
Johnny
like
Manziel
whatever
was
the name of the place the Cowboys train. I don't know what it's called. It's dysfunctional too because of the owner.
Yeah. I do. Before we are running out of time, I do want to talk about real quick. The Browns they are officially locked into the 6th and the 24th pick after Jacksonville lost in the first round of the playoffs. So they have the 24th pick, which I thought that was going to end up being 28. So a little bit higher than I thought.
Could have been 32.
Could have been 32. You know what? At the beginning of the season, I thought it'd be a top 10. So Jacksonville did, hell of a season. Congrats to them.
Yes.
And
oh my God, Joey, you're a bad reporter.
Oh my God, I'm
praising.
I'm terrible. Yeah, it's
horrible.
It's just the
worst
boss, reporting ever.
I hope your boss isn't watching.
Yeah. He's a hard ass.
We're
both choking at the same time. But I think you're going to see some stay tuned to the Lake County Sentinel and Sentinel Sports. Myself and Tommy Shirer will have we'll have mock drafts coming up. You will probably, I think Tommy already has one up. I'm kind of waiting until the end of the season.
No, Tommy hasn't done one yet. He hasn't? He actually, no, it's not Tommy's fault. His dad, editor, publisher.
I heard he's a jerk too.
Did not put it up.
Oh.
It's my fault. He did it and I didn't put it up. So we will get one. He's going to do one once the playoffs are pretty much everything's slotted.
Right. That's what I'm
because so
I have 50 player reports on players coming in. I'm still waiting for players to declare from college and the national championship to finish. So those, they can declare and then I can finish up my reports and get in a
how many players I have reports on?
0.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my thing, Tim.
It is. It is. And that's good because I don't do that. So we have you to do that because I'll be watching the drafts and I'll be, I think I remember that guy from college.
And I'll spout off like every stat he's had for the past 3 years.
Yeah. I think I watched him like 8 times, but now I remember who he is. Yeah. NBA is worse. Oh, I watch college basketball like crazy, then don't remember the guy on draft night.
I do. Yeah. You know NBA draft. I do the I got the scouting report ready for like 60 players for first and second round. I'm ready to go for NBA too.
So we would be remiss. Go on. If we didn't mention that Mike Tomlin was let go today, or no, he resigned. He resigned.
He did not. Yeah. He did not get fired. He resigned.
He finished with 193 wins, which is tied with Chuck Noll for number 1 on the Steeler list. But there's nothing against Mike Tomlin because 193 wins in 19 years, and that means 10 wins a year, which is pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. He coached 19 years. Noll had 193 in 13 years. Ooh. And there were 3 less games played for a lot of Chuck Noll's time. Well, so
you can be, obviously,
we got a minute.
Steelers, Browns, heated rivalry. Mike Tomlin is an absolute heck of a coach. Yes. Pittsburgh was extremely lucky to have him, especially, after having Coward and, hope he has success in the future, or some good rest, whatever he wants.
Yeah, he could wait a year and go to Tampa when Tom Bowles is playing. But all right, so I think we're done for tonight. It was a good show. Good show, old chap.
Wait, and 30 seconds. I'm gonna get this done in 10 seconds. Ohio State has a lot of good players coming in from the transfer portal. We will try and talk about it next week.
Okay, we will. We haven't. 3 weeks we've been wanting to talk about Ohio State. We haven't. Yep. So, but we will next week. I promise we will. We will save 10 minutes for Ohio State next week. But that's it for tonight, folks. And I'm glad you watched. I hope you watch next week. Tell some people about it. We will see you next week. I'm Tim Shirer.
I'm Joey Schneider.
Have a good night.